Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. National championship game over with, man. You see the national champs, the Indiana Hoosiers, first time in school history, man. This is big time, man. This is big time. Y'all already know I got my man John in here. Hopefully we get more people in here. Just get a quick updates on this game, man. Congratulations, Coach Sednetti, Mendoza and the Indiana Hoosiers, and my cousin making the last interception.
That was your cousin making. Oh, that was your cousin?
No.
I know. I was
no relations. No relations.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Oh no, man, trust me. If I had a cousin on the other squad, I'm cheering for my cousin there all day, man. But that was a classic game, man. That was a good game. But man, what's your thoughts on this game, man?
Well, my first thought is this, because I've been making fun of it all year, so I got to play it one last time before I delete it off my board.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win.
Oh yeah,
Google me.
There we go. Congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers. Kurt Signetti, the staff, Fernando Mendoza, who was called a paper champion right after he won the Heisman Trophy. This team was doubted ever since last year. I was one of those people that doubted them because, let's be real, I'm going to own up to it, man. Like, Indiana's Indiana. Until you prove me otherwise, that's what I'm going to call you. I'm going to go with the trend. So no, congratulations to them, man. And look, this was not a given, right? Indiana did not just walk through a playoff, right? So they had to earn their way. They earned their way through the season, undefeated Big Ten champs. These guys did everything they were supposed to do. But more than anything, the stars showed out tonight on both sides. You got to see what Malachi Tony was made of, right? You got to see what Ruben Bain was made of. You got to see, Lightfoot a little bit. You got to see Mesidor. You got to see Mendoza. You got to see Mons. Like all the dudes, Becker, right? All these dudes that were making plays all year that you always hear about. Usually there's a couple of them that never show up in these big games. It seemed like all of them showed up, even Motton, right? So the defensive tackle for Miami who showed out earlier in the season and kind of got slowed down. So no, I thought it was just a hell of a game, man. I mean, I don't know if you could ask for a better national championship because I was expecting nowhere near this. Going through the playoffs, watching them tear apart Alabama. They were just ripping apart Oregon. I was like, oh, man, please don't let this be this type of game. They go up 10-0 against Miami, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, they're not blowing them out. But then Miami scored and made it a game, and it was a hell of a – if you're a college football fan and this didn't entertain you, I don't know what will at this point. So I'm just excited. It was a great football game.
Oh, yeah, man. Y'all know we got our main man Bishop up in the house, man. Everybody rolling up in here. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button, man. It's about to go down, man. That was an awesome game. Awesome game. I knew it wasn't going to be no blowout. I knew that for sure. Yeah. I was very, very confident on that. But there you go. Coach Al, what's going on with you, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, what I will tell you that the disposition has been switched to where a team that came out of nowhere that got blown out last playoffs now has went straight undefeated and won the national title.
First ever, right? 16-18.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't. We're witnessing. What was it? 100 years, 120 years. Indiana never won a national championship. Always known as a basketball school. Like you look at what Kurt Signetti did with this team. If you're not a normal college football fan, thinking that your team can't be done the same way, you shouldn't be a fan. I mean, he proved you can get guys to buy into a team concept, be coached, well developed, and win a national title. You know what I mean? Will it be done again next year? Who knows? But damn, I don't know what else you would want as a normal college football fan. I don't want to hear any more about, it's just about Alabama, Ohio State in the top. So
go ahead, Coach Al. I know you got something.
Please.
No, I don't.
Because when I broke down the film, at first I was one of those ones that I bit into the rat poison because the way Indiana was dominating the last two games. But when I broke down the film, I really saw where it was going to be a battle, and I had it. I thought Miami would come 31-21. That I thought they would take it, but Miami came to play. But understand, they baited back into that last interception. They baited them. It was beautiful because that was a chess game the entire match, and it just happened that the Bishop was waiting on the rook.
Yep. It looked like he was covering the middle of the field.
Yep.
And then the last second he bailed out to play almost like a cover two. I don't know if the other safety got over to play over the top on the other side, but it looked like a last second bail on cover two.
Yep.
But yeah, Coach Al, I got to hear from you, brother. You're the man. You're the offensive mind right now. I want to hear from. So, like, from a standpoint of knowing that, in my opinion, these were two outstanding defenses.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about the offensive performance? Kind of
Indiana was who they always have been all year long. They really didn't deviate from what they're good at. You know, they just execute. When they need a go-to, you know, they'll run the ball, you know, and get a hash mark kind of situation, and then they'll space it out. And then Mendoza, with his accuracy, his chemistry, they'll go to the wide side of the field. They'll throw a comeback, they'll throw out. That's what they do. They've been doing it all year long. You know, as for Miami, you know, we had a chat going on. I was talking trash. Yeah. Miami's offensive coordinator in the first quarter, you know, he had that look on his face like he had the play sheet, like, man, my script didn't work. What I'm going to do now? You know, he was just
thank you.
You know, like when you do that, you know, Bishop, you know that everything you put into your game planning is out the window. And for the life of me, I don't know why they didn't spread IU out and run the ball to get them out of the box so they can start creating mismatches on the edge and start doing stuff and putting Beck's legs into play early in the game to move the chains. I don't know why they didn't do that, but that's what I was screaming in our chat. They didn't do it until the second half when they started hitting the outside edges, and we saw what happened first play. They really started to get into something and forcing Indiana to defend them a little bit differently. They never did that the whole game until the second half, and they never ran back. You know, Indiana, when they got down, they spread it out, ran the quarterback. I mean, come on, man. You know, so to me, I think Miami left a lot of money on the table.
They did.
You know, I had a hard time picking last night. I can't pick games. I've been going to IU because they just do what they do. Nobody's got them out of their game plan on both sides of the ball. They don't panic. Neither team really panicked. It was a two possession game going into the second half. No need to panic if you're Miami. But you got to get your act together and show Indiana a different look. Indiana has scouted out everything that they had, all their formations, all their motions. In fact, that 46 dude, man, he's a straight up ball player. I don't think he'll make anybody's NFL roster. But as a college defender, man, I was watching one play, man, where they tried to run some kind of little spacing concept, and they had him in space, and he dropped right. He saw it and dropped right into the hook and broke the pass up. That's a guy that's coached up. He's been looking at a ton of film, and you know, to me, hats off to IU. Nothing but respect for what they do. I don't like it worth a flip, okay, but I give them credit. And you can ask me why I like it off the camera. I won't say it now.
I do want to point something out. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. You go.
So I do just want to point something out. And sorry, Brensky, I don't know if you want to talk or not. It seems like we're taking it. But
bro, talk.
I do want to say this. Indiana is probably the most sound and well-coached team I have seen in the past couple of years across the board.
In a long time.
It's been a long time. They do not themselves.
Thank you. You saying the same thing I was about to.
I mean, when you look at the score, that was it 27-21, I believe. When you look at this, Miami missed a 51-yard field goal. Miami had a blocked punt. So it's not like Indiana beat you one way. Indiana's just going to be sound across the board. Yep. We're going to play great defense, have a slow, methodical offense that eats the clock the entire game. You know what I mean? We're going to have a good kicker, a good punter, and just play solid football and be well coached. There's nothing special. They don't run any trick orbital motions or nothing like that. They don't have a super complicated defense from what I've seen. Like, I mean, Mons is 5'9", 175 pounds corner, and he's playing against 6'1", 6'2" receivers, and he's holding them in check. So, I mean, it's by technique. He's 5'9", so obviously his technique is not by measurables. So it just feels like when you look at Indiana's just a damn good coach team from top to bottom. No matter which way you look at it, they're not going to beat themselves. They're going to be well disciplined. It sounds very familiar if you're an Alabama fan. We had one of those, obviously. I don't want to go back to those times, but I think this is something every team's got to start looking for, is just a coach that can develop.
Well, I mean, they're tough, first of all.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's some tough SOBs, man. And they don't deviate from who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I call it guerrilla trench warfare tonight. Because it was going to be win with the Big Daddies. And I use Big Daddy was moving people off the line.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, I would say this too. One thing that I noticed that Miami's big two. What's the guy named Mensa? How you say Mensa? How you say his name? Mezzador and Bain. They don't come out of the game
ever.
Facts.
They don't come off the field, man. I mean, that's an NFL kind of thing right there. They just don't come out of the game, man. They may come out for one snap, but that's it. But one thing I would tell you about Indiana, let's not get this twisted. Mendoza is him.
That run, Coach Al.
Mendoza is him.
Yeah.
Mendoza plays the game here, okay, at a very, very high level. He's a mature dude. And I'm gonna tell you what, he can make NFL throws because again, they will get you into a boundary field situation, okay, and they're gonna space you out, and Surratt and Beck are gonna run the route. They are they ain't gonna run off from nobody. I use guys, they gonna run past anybody. But they understand leverage, they understand positioning, they understand where they are on the field. They have a sense of timing and pace that is unparalleled. I haven't seen anybody this in sync in chemistry. We had a guy on our team. He went to the Panthers as a receiver. I forget his name, but he had a chemistry with our quarterback. His name will come to me, but he was clutch, man. He's gonna route you to death. When they need a point, they need a first down to move the chain all year long, man. I've been watching tape on these guys. Surratt and Beck, they're going to route you to death to that field side, man, and you cannot stop it.
It's crazy. And don't get it twisted. If you're Miami, Malachi Tony is that dude.
Yeah.
Like, the future is through Malachi Tony if you're Miami.
It is. I just don't think he's that great a route runner, frankly, at this point in time. But they do scheme him up, which is great. Okay, that was Miami's biggest problem tonight. They really didn't have any route runners. I use corners and everybody. They could create zero separation. I don't know. It was, to me, was it the best national championship game?
No.
I don't think so.
No, not bad.
Not at all.
Yeah, but my Indiana is who they always have been all season long. No surprise. They're working a lot.
Put it like this: when it came to blocking that kick, you saw the entire game where, boy, they were so close and they weren't really going after it. So when they made a decision to go after it, it was just like the way that one guy was releasing them so quick, you just saw it coming. And those are the type of idiosyncrasies that you got to have when you're in a national title game. You cannot let stuff like that go.
It's true.
No, you can't let that go at all. Especially, man, he was just hesitating, just letting the guys get down the field all game long. And you can tell that they definitely playing that. Like, if he's doing that, just go.
Yeah.
And they came after the football, blocked it at the perfect time. But I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I promise you, I kept saying this man was gonna have a game. He came out and have a game. Ruben Bain, I said if they're gonna call some calls on these guys, for holding, because there's no way you're gonna convince me you're gonna keep this man in check the whole game. And he came out there and balled. Mesidor balled. I was like, my goodness, man. This was a real great game. And that's why I said, man, whoever get banged is Coach Al, I ain't gonna lie, man. When you go back and look at all 22, it's one particular play. I'm gonna see if I can put it on there. He didn't get the sack. But a man to move like that at 270 pounds, I ain't gonna lie, he about to make a lot of money in the NFL. You're not gonna convince me this Ruben Bain is not about to be that guy in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's one play in particular. I just
but what year is Mesidor?
Oh, he coming out too. He's
that's what I thought. They both coming out.
Yeah, they have him as, like, last time I checked, 15th in the draft. Like, all those guys coming out. That's why I said Miami gonna take a big hit. Indiana's gonna take a big hit this year. That's why I was like, I don't know, like, if they were gonna get the national championship, they had to get it this year. I don't see them with all the guys that they're gonna lose. Pun. A lot of their guys are 5th and 6th year seniors. They about to be in the draft. Not Mesidor.
Mendoza.
Thank you. Mendoza about to be gone. Becker's about to be gone. It's so many guys. I know they bringing guys in, but it's hard to just bring in a new crop of guys that wasn't on this team before and just expect them to just gel like that.
Right.
Now I have to see it coming the second time. That was like, this was the perfect storm for them.
Yeah.
They went 16-0, but I just know I was seeing some crazy stuff, man. They was talking about, oh, this team can beat the 01 Hurricanes, the 2019 LSU Tigers,
I know.
The 2022 Georgia Bulldogs. I was
like, come on, man.
Relax now.
Yeah.
This team is good, but they're not that good.
No.
But here's what I wanted to bring attention to our family and our fan base is that look at how clean IU played, how they complimentary they run with the pass. That is when you are playing solid football and you're taking people into deep waters, because the simple fact is, no matter if you stop me 1 or 2 times, I'm still going to come back to running the ball. And that is championship football. That's what we're talking about. I'm pretty sure they went over 30 attempts tonight for IU in rushing. Easy.
Yeah. Both teams, both teams, they didn't get out of character too tough. It was very predictable, in my view. We were talking last night, about picking, and I flipped the coin and picked Miami, but I knew Miami. They're just too solid, man. I mean, every you look at as much Indiana films I looked at this year, I'm going like, they got no cracks. You're just gonna have to outscore them, and you're gonna have to play a clean game. If you don't outscore them, they're gonna beat you. Okay, because they're not gonna beat themselves. They don't turn it over. Mendoza's so smart with the football. He sees everything. Their linebackers are so freaking smart, man. Those guys are one step ahead of they're never out of position.
Film junkies.
Man, those guys, man. I mean, go for it, yeah.
I got a question for everybody on here. When Mendoza got his lip busted, how many people on here saw him complaining to the refs?
Nope.
When that dude got popped in the mouth over and over again, you never saw him running the refs. You never saw him running the coach whining. He picked his damn mouthpiece up or whatever it was. He didn't have a mouthpiece in, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Like you said, Coach Al, man, physical, hard-nosed football.
Yep. He'll go to the Raiders.
Yeah. And not only that, just think about it. He's from Florida, so he knew what type of game it was going to be. And the last thing he's going to do is let them pop him out of the game. So he knew it's going to be guerrilla tactic warfare, period, point blank.
So IU ran the ball 45 times tonight.
Ouch. Oh, wait.
They ran the ball 45 times. Miami ran it 21 times. IU had 36 minutes and 24 seconds to 23 minutes and 36 seconds time of possession.
Yeah. If you take away, I mean, statistically, Coach Al,
but here's the thing. I'm sorry, John. Miami did outgain them in total yards.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
did.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
what does that
that's
tell
what I
us?
said, man. I just believe this was one of those. I can promise you, and I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar on it. Like this was one of those national championships you got to get while you can. I believe for them this year coming up because of all the guys they're going to be losing, all that experience that they were losing, like key guys like Mendoza, Pun, and all those guys that I named. It's going to be hard, just like Ohio State. They lost a lot of guys, and it showed up when they played Ole Miss, because you can't just lose those type of guys and just expect to just continue to keep rolling. It just doesn't happen like that. You got to at least return some of them, but it's about to be a plethora.
This upcoming year, I'm telling people if you do not have the running game as a staple of your base, you're not making the playoffs.
Look at the last few national champions: Indiana, Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia again. Running the ball is always going to win the game, man. If you can run that football, man, you can do whatever. Hell, even us in 2020, shit. Man, if you can run that ball, you have a chance to win that game. Why would I pass the ball if you can't stop it? But I have to give them guys, I don't know what Mendoza going to be. I'm not really high on him as a quarterback. I think this is one of those drafts that just like, we just need a quarterback and he's the best guy up there. But that Heisman run, I'm like, they kept calling it Penn State moment, a Heisman moment. This 4th and 5 run for a touchdown, that was his Heisman moment.
Yeah, agreed.
Facts.
That play is going to be played over and over and over again. I'm like, that's a play. That's your moment right there, man. And you got to salute him, man. That's what I said, man. It was a great run by these guys. Puns. Every game, it just seems like he just impressed me, man. I just love cornerbacks, and man, it was just one play, man. He just had CJ Daniels just like he was white on rice, man.
Well,
like having in a straight jacket.
I gotta say this. CJ Daniels, I can outrun him. I mean, I'm not impressed with him at all. He's not going to run away from anybody.
Right. Okay. Can I say this though, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all something. We're in a time and age that now, like never before, you have to pay attention to the details. The one thing that the Big Ten is very fortunate to have is that they cover up their Big Two, their top half of the Big Ten. But us that with the SEC, we always end up knocking each other off, and then they start running this narrative that the SEC is not back. No, y'all know what time it is, and y'all know y'all set up the 12-team playoff a certain way. But we'll this upcoming year, we're about to find out the real.
A lot of this stuff, man, that I really get tired of that narrative, to be honest. Because, man, when it's bowl time, like, bro, these bowl games are not the same like they used to be. All these guys pretty much are leaving this thing. Those guys are checked out. I said, if you really want to see if your conference is like that, play them in the middle of the season. Let's find out if you really like that. Everybody is no excuse then. Now let's see if you can get those same teams in the playoff. Let's let Ohio State go down to Athens, Georgia. Let's see if you want to bring Tennessee up to whoever, Oregon or wherever you want to, these guys or whoever. We gonna line up in the middle of the season. Let's cut out. That's why I said Red Sankey need to get rid of this 9-game SEC schedule because I believe that is ridiculous. I think that if they have to do it this year, it need to be the only year. They need to go ahead and rip that up immediately. Like I said, if you want to see who's really like that, play them in the middle of the season. Because a lot of the games that the SEC played, a lot of these guys were just knocking each other off. Alabama knocked off Oklahoma.
Right.
Ole Miss had to knock off Georgia.
Yeah. That's 2 down. Yeah.
You're already knocking 2 down already, and they're going to put that against the record as it is. So, and then expanding the playoffs too. So,
we'll say this. I mean, this is 3 straight for the Big Ten.
That's cool.
3. I mean, I'm just saying, you got to give credit to
no, we give them credit. I ain't saying that, but
no,
it's
no, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I give them the credit. I just don't like the narrative, like you just talking like, bro. Look at all these bowl games. Like, who's gonna remember these bowl games? For one, I don't give a damn about SEC pride like that. I just want to see my team win. All this other stuff about, we wanted more or whatnot.
Yeah.
But when it comes to bowl season, I don't care about it. Nobody's going to remember the Baby Back Bowl, the Longhorn Bowl. Nobody's going to remember that. Nobody. Can somebody tell me the score to Vanderbilt and Iowa? Nobody's going to remember that. Nobody.
Nobody.
Say, we just beat them. That's it. Nobody cares.
Yeah, don't care.
Play me in the middle of the season when you're not in the playoffs, when everything is lined up. We're going to see who's going to want to play some football.
Yeah.
Now everything's on the line.
And Brinsky, I don't want to hear no more about 5-star, 4-star. Drop the stars because there's a lot of young individuals that are 3 stars just didn't get to these satellite camps. That just as good as our 5 and 4 stars.
Malachi Tony, who?
Yeah.
He was a 5-star.
He said, bowl games don't matter.
Look here.
Man, get out of here. You better check all the videos in the past, my guy. I have said this in the middle of
we've been preaching this for a while.
Okay, let's stop right there. Okay. Yeah, it's easy to pile on now and say that, okay? But bowls haven't been relevant in a while now. I tell you what, go back and start looking at the guys opting out. You ask me how much the bowl games mean. When you go back and start looking at that curve go up, then you can make that claim. But now that we see everybody opting out in the bowl games, especially if you're not in the playoffs, okay? Right. You telling me with bowl, and now they're going to go to 16 teams next year. You think the bowl game is really going to matter? No, it don't even matter even less. Okay, but I will say this: the guys that do make it to the playoffs, those guys aren't going to opt out. So that's going to add a little bit more intrigue to it, I guess. But it's going to be starting coming like NCAA basketball. Ain't no way a 16 seed beat a 1 seed. The play-in team is going to beat the first team in the bracket. It's not going to happen. It's just a waste of time. I still say that, for those teams that don't get in, it ought to be like the NCAA. You got an NCAA tournament and you got an NIT tournament to give it some relevance, something to teams that didn't make to the field. Give them something to play for, something that they can play for a championship, something, Otherwise, it's going to become more irrelevant, the bowl games, the bigger your field gets.
Conference championship games not going to matter. A lot of this stuff is not going to matter anymore. You think I care about being an SEC champ anymore? Like it used to mean something at one point, but it don't. Ask Georgia, would they rather be SEC champs or national champs?
National.
Now, can I please say something? Because people on here talk. Let's see here. Where's it at? They keep saying now that you can't pay players anymore. All of a sudden, the SEC's not dominating. You don't watch anything past your generation, clearly. You've never heard of SMU, the dead period. It's not like the SEC is the only one that we're paying players. You're just not being honest. You weren't paying more money for the better players. That's all it was. They all had bagmen. We just had better bagmen. Just be honest with yourselves. I'm so tired of that excuse of, Well, now
And
they
then
can't
why are we
play
talking
players
about
anymore,
why are we
like they
talking
did.
about the SEC? You guys, we literally have a Big Ten
so
and an
funny.
ACC team in here, and all I keep hearing throughout this whole thing is that the SEC is not like that. That lets me know we are still the standard. The standard is the standard. I'll put it like this: when media day comes up, we'll see who's the standard. I can guarantee. Matter of fact, whoever this guy is, put your money down. I guarantee the Big Ten ain't winning nothing next year. If you want to bet that money, it just means more in the Big Ten. Okay, who is your team? Like, who is your team? Let me guess. Ohio State.
Hey, you know what, Brinsky? Hey, man, a blind hog finds an acorn every now and then. Okay, that's a country boy statement right there. But so, I mean, you know what? If you feel good about beating your chest about the Big Ten, great. I ain't hating on you because Indiana won it. They earned it.
Yep.
And let me make it perfectly clear. I'm not taking anything from it because I'm an X's and an O guy. I talk football, man.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a football guy and you can't appreciate what Indiana did, then you're not a football guy. You counterfeit. You're fake as a $3 bill. Okay. I like what they did tonight. I would love, listen, I'm not a coach of any renown. I'm nobody. But the teams that I did coach on, the teams I did coach as a head coach, we're going to rub your face in it, just like Indiana did. I'm Kirk Cignetti times 10. Okay. Do you know I have a theory of nothing? You want to hear it? Maybe you don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I tell my players, we ain't giving the opponent nothing. Okay. We ain't going to leave nothing on the field. We ain't going to give them nothing to feel good about themselves. Okay. And when it comes to us, preparation, we ain't going to leave nothing undone. So nothing means everything in this game. So if you're going to play me, I'm Kirk Cignetti on 10. I want to beat you down. I don't like it. I don't like a tight game. I don't like a fair fight. That's my mentality. So your teams are going to play that way. Every down, they're giving you nothing. Every time you get the guy, you own the pile, nothing. Look at the scoreboard, nothing.
Yep.
It's everything.
Yep.
Cleats on the hands.
Yeah. Guerrilla trench warfare.
Yep.
Oh yeah, man.
So that's how they play. I can respect that, man. So you talking about Big Ten? We talking football here on this space. You want to talk emotion? We talk football here. Okay.
I can tell you right now, bro.
Yeah.
I have never in my life just be like, well, the SEC, we won it again. I can promise you right now, if Auburn won the national championship day, I wouldn't be hollering no SEC nothing. I would be pissed.
Be pissed.
I'm not rooting for no like that. That's just some like that is some fanboy type stuff, bro.
Hey,
and if don't let you be an Ohio State fan, you lost to these guys and you're rooting for them.
Hey, Bishop, did you notice a nuance?
Mm-hmm.
On the first play of the drive when Miami got the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Do you know what Indiana's defensive coordinator did? He put number 6 on Brockemeyer.
Yep.
He created a matchup. Now, that's what I want to talk about. That kind of stuff. I don't give a flip about all that other frivolous.
Yeah,
I don't care nothing about that.
That's chess.
I want to appreciate. I want to appreciate what Indiana did and what Miami did to counter that, to stay in the game, because they were on the verge of getting blown out. And I was telling the guys in my chat, but they dug deep. So to me, let's talk football here, man. Because all that other crap, man, don't really matter. Big Ten, Big U, Big Yahoo. I don't give a flip about none of that, man. Indiana's the champ. They're not Big Ten. It's the champion. Not gonna say the Big Ten champion. It's gonna say IU.
Mm-hmm.
National title.
Yeah. That's what I say, man. I believe puns, man. I want puns on my team, man. I need them. I need them in Washington. The man play like he's 6'4", man, and he's only 5'9".
Yeah. What I would say is that Khalil Benson, big salute, came from Colorado. Big salute.
Yep. Well,
Big salute. Because they were laughing at him. They were laughing him out of Colorado and saying, "Yo, he's going to Indiana. He won't do nothing there." Well, documentation beat conversation.
Hey, Brinsky, check us out. Check us out.
Go ahead.
All right. So we're looking at IU. All right. And to your point, let's look at this for a second. How about EJ Williams, number 7, senior from Phoenix City, Alabama? How about Elijah Surratt, number 13, senior?
Yep.
How about Riley Nowakowski, senior? Okay. Let's keep going. How about Roman Henry, senior? I mean, these are all critical guys, man. How about Jonathan Brady, senior? Keep going. All right. The name on Keon Black, senior. Lil Benson, senior. Okay. On and on and on. Just, so to me, I think next year a lot of their key guys are going to be gone.
Yeah.
So,
and so when your roster gets younger, that's a problem these days. I think we see that now. The formula changes with the portal and how you can get older real quick. Guys that play meaningful snaps, and so to me, I think the whole discussion now changes to how you manage your roster, how you build your roster. Implications with portal and actually not necessarily getting the big pieces, but getting the needs.
Thank you. Competitive depth,
right?
Then you got to see if those guys fit your system. You definitely got to have that quarterback and whatnot. Man, that's why I say there's so many factors.
They got little Mendoza coming up right behind his brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, man. We had little Tua behind Tua.
Yeah, we had
That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's what I can tell you right now. Marvin is doing he's starting a new show where he's talking about college football's biggest, best moments and worst moments, right? So, and he's doing a whole episode, the first one starting tomorrow, and it's on the age of college football players, the age of the teams. How did we come to a point where Indiana was the oldest team ever in recorded history for football at almost an average age of 24? And he goes, how fair is it that you line up 24-year-olds to a squad that averages 19 and a half? Because the average team is 19.75 years old. This team was at 23.8. It had the most super seniors of any team ever. And it's not taken away from anything Indiana done. That's not the point of it. But what he's trying to get to is how does this basically make a progression and evolve into college football, and how that could strip away the quality of the NFL? Because now you're taking and you're bringing in older players in the NFL that are nearing their peak, but they're just entering the NFL. He's like, so are we going to see a competitive depth go up in college, get lower in the NFL, and will the NFL allow it? And as soon as that conversation hit the table a couple months ago, guess what happened? The new redshirt rule is going to be voted upon this year. I don't know if you guys have seen that. They tried to vote in
9 games.
9 games.
It started off with 5 for 5. They were saying we're going to allow them for 5 solid years, period. They could play a year and still hold a red shirt. Now it's being dropped down to 9 games, which they still got to vote upon. But that can still change upon that as well. So, I mean, there is so many factors to look at when it comes to the age, because it's like, Marvin he wrote a whole book on this. He's a fitness guru. That's what he does. And he talks about your development years from when you enter college at 17 to 18, all the way up to 25 years old, of how much progression you'll see in the weight room and eating and nutrition and how important it is. And he's like, there's a huge difference between playing against, 2-3 offensive linemen that have been in college for 5 years, and those defensive linemen are 18, 19-year-olds, right? And how it looks on film. And that's what he's going to be breaking down. The first one actually is tomorrow. So yeah, it's wild. There's a lot to talk about now.
You could see that with Caleb Edwards this year, Jonathan.
Oh,
you can see that this year. He's a big boy, but he ain't got that man strength yet. And
right.
And you can see when he was trying to make an edge block, we're trying to run outside zone, he gets tossed. He just couldn't. That's why Danny Lewis was missed so big this year. That's why Robbie Oates was missed so big this year. CJ Dupree, those guys, they were missed, man, because they had grown men straight. Robbie Oates is starting right now for the Seattle Seahawks at fullback. That's just going to show you his value. If he can go and start as a rookie, okay, transitioning from tight end, H guy to a fullback in the NFL, how valuable he was, as a mature guy. BYU is the same kind of way. They just historically haven't been like top 5 teams, but they have an older roster because of the mandatory 2-year mission thing they have to do with their guys that are Mormon, So they typically have an older roster too, and they competitive too every year in, year out. You never see BYU go 6-5. Never.
But here's the difference is that now more than ever, the key is, do you develop? A lot of teams, they have some of that, but they still don't develop the youth. So that way they don't lose out on the youth. What is happening, and a lot of teams are having the type of season where they can't get all of their young players some time on the field. And now they're having to make a decision when it comes to retention, and you have nothing to go off of. And if you don't already have a set basis for your accelerations to do the different incentives, then you're stuck with pushing someone out the portal that really hasn't had the ample opportunity to develop, nor have you poured into them.
There's just I'll be honest with you, for Alabama losing in the playoffs the way they lost, I still think this was a great football season, to be honest. I enjoyed a lot of games. I think we saw a lot of progression across the board outside of Alabama, right? So I'm not taking away from Alabama, but I'm saying just across the board in college football, seeing the changes that are happening. And I think it's one of those things where we're finally starting to understand football is evolving, and we're starting to kind of take it in a little bit better than when it first was turning into this, right? So I'm trying to be more open-minded, right? Coach Al preaches on the negative free zone. That's what I'm trying to adapt a lot into, is like, look, instead of looking at the negative, let's just open our minds a little bit and construct this in a positive way to some way, shape, or form, and just kind of move forward with it, because this is what we're confronted with. There is an ever evolving, playoff expansion that's in front of us, right? The players are paid now. There's no taking that back.
Yep.
Right. They've been deserved to be paid from way back.
Right.
So, and we have revenue sharing. So things are finally starting to get put in place. It's just a matter of regulation by the NCAA to finish this off. And who knows what that looks like in the future. I kind of agree that I think we need to move on past the student athlete, because Carson Beck on that, stating I haven't been to class for 2 years, I haven't even took a class, was egregious to the fullest extent to say you're a student athlete.
Yeah, he can just, we know that. But I will say this, you guys, if I may, Brinsky, is that we got to, as universities, we have to pay attention to our GMs and how they manage the portal, retention, and everything else. Because see, a lot of people at first was thinking that the money set aside is just for this or that, but you're having that whole kitty, I'll call it a kitty, that whole kitty has to be able to take care of your high school, your portal, and retention. And then you add in there also your revenue from your TV, and all of that goes in. Now you've gotten where these college coaches, for them to come to your school, I'll give you $25 million just to come to my school for specifically for the portal, because I know you're going to need it, because there's going to be a lot of movement now that we made this move to you.
Yeah.
And it's the wave of the future. And without any collective bargaining, it's what we have to deal with. So you're going to have to be able, I'm a life coach. You're going to have to understand finance and how to piece the finances together, and realize that I can't get a Cam Coleman if I got 5 positions I still need to fill, and knowing that Cam Coleman is going to take so much of that cap away. They're not feasible.
Wow.
No doubt. And to your point, you make a lot of good points, Bishop. Because roster management is going to have to be number one thing. Like for all the Alabama fans that want to complain about the transfer portal, I was one of them at the beginning for sure. Because once again, we fear what we don't understand. That's one thing my dad always told me: you're going to fear what you just don't understand, you don't comprehend, right? So I was one of those people at the beginning, but now seeing the recruiting side laying out from the high school perspective. If you go and look at what Alabama's not just offering and got in the 2026 class, but now the 2027 class. Okay. Well, we're most likely getting a commit from Elijah Haven in the next week, right? So we're talking about a 4 to 5 star quarterback in the 2027 class coming in with Keelan Russell sitting there. We just got Jet Tamala, right? So we get Trent Seaborn coming in. That's going to be another one. We just offered the 2028 first or second quarterback in that class today. We're talking about Kingston Preyer, right? So he's a 4-star on the verge of possibly being a 5-star already for the class of 2028. We know that it has to account for the budget, right? So keeping those guys, which means you have to retain the other ones. You have to have that money in the pot. So at this point, I understand Alabama's concept is we have to retain the players we're bringing in to develop more than just picking out guys in the portal. That's just the concept we're going to have to take in, right? I mean, I could be wrong. That's just my understanding of what I'm seeing.
You're right.
I will add this.
Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I will add this, John, to your point. If I'm a recruit and playing that position, and I'm seeing how, let's just say Bama values that position, all you have to do is look at what happens in the NFL, how the NFL model has valued the quarterback position, where you can't lay a finger on that dude. Okay. So you know what I mean? Yeah. So that tells that if I got a kid, his agent, his parent, his uncle, so this is what we're doing. This is what we're modeling. This is what you're getting into. This is how you're going to be developed. This is our offense. It's pro this, it's pro that. We're trying to get you to the next level. And if you look at every team that's won the national championship in the last 10 years, they've had a quarterback.
Preach it.
Okay.
Say it louder.
They had a quarterback, and probably that quarterback went first or early second round. Is probably in the NFL making a lot of money right now. Okay, and Nick Saban said all the time, you got to have a quarterback that can make the throws in tight windows if you're going to compete for a national championship, because the defenses are going to get better. They're going to close the zones down. They're going to give you tighter windows to throw it to, that kind of stuff. So there is definitely strategy to roster management, specifically addressing your question about quarterback. That is what I'm putting on the table to them. Yeah, we got some guys here, but here's the progression. We're going to do a FSU thing. We're going to do a USC thing. Next guy up, Heisman. First round. Next guy up, Heisman. But they got to produce that. They got to produce that to get those results, to keep those guys. Okay.
And I'm going to add this little caveat, and then y'all got it, is that why you think George Seaton and his agent waited so long to jump in the portal? Because his position is the highest paid. He will go for more than 5.27.
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
You
I wonder who's going to pay him that, because Texas Tech just gave a guy $5 million last year, right?
Facts.
Yeah. So they can't pay 2 guys that. So I wonder, where is he going to go? Texas?
You got a lot of guys out there that I promise you that are willing to put up some money for a left tackle.
Yeah, I just think the way he left Colorado was real nasty.
Yeah.
Just real. I don't know why would he burn that bridge, but that's a whole nother story. But
that's another story. But what I would say is that the key is a lot of teams, fans are like, well, why can't we go get them? Because the simple fact is, if I have, and let's say for LSU has almost 115 million with their revenue, what they have for his gift of 25 million plus what they already had before that came into the existence. You think about that. They playing, that's why, but they're playing on a different level, but they have to. They lost so much versus other teams. We don't need that because our retention is stronger. So you can't look at somebody else's. Your key is you got to know and do your research to understand what is your kitty. And then if your kitty's that, can I afford to get Cam at 3.5 if I got 3 other positions that I need to fill and I got to fill them with decent guys or starters, then you're not going to do it.
And I think there's a bigger question to ask here from the top down, guys. So I know a lot of this is going to be college related. We talk about college football all the time, but I think the ultimate question that we have to ask ourselves is this: with this affecting the NFL model now, because this is going to happen, what is the NFL going to do to incentivize a player in college to come out either on time or early? That team, the Raiders don't want to draft a 28-year-old quarterback at the end of the day, or a 27-year-old quarterback. It all comes down to dollar bills. So are we going to see an up in salary in the salary cap to incentivize these guys, saying, hey, I get it, you're going to make more in college than you will in the NFL. So how do we counteract that? That's going to have to be a question we're asking ourselves the next year or two from the NFL model.
Yeah, depending on who you are.
Yeah.
Like Jeremiah Smith, good. Like, though, it's the top echelon guys.
The top 5 is for sure. But I'm talking about the guys that are projected 15 to the back of the first round that are making, they're still making $4 million a year. But if you're Seton and you're not even the best left tackle, but I can make $6.5 million for 2 years going somewhere else.
Yeah.
$6.5 million per year. Why would I go to the NFL? I'm not going to make that.
Well, if you're a first rounder, that's the 4-year with a 5th-year option. So I think if you're a surefire first rounder, I'm going.
No matter what.
Now, no matter what. Yeah.
Okay. So it's the second round is later.
Yeah. Second round is a 4-year contract. Okay. And typically you still make upwards of $11 million a year. So if you're like a second round guy, fringe first round guy, I'm going. If I'm a second round guy, fringe third round guy, now I'm gonna think about taking that 6. If I'm especially a quarterback or a left tackle or something like a high dollar cornerback or receiver, I might think about taking that bag. Okay, if I'm not a lock to be a first rounder. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now what we're talking about is very interesting. Mm-hmm. Considering the national championship game was just played, we're not even talking about it. Okay.
No doubt. Let me there, because I was going to add that is Seton's. That is just to get him in the door. Then he has incentives that he could go up upwards of 11.7 million per year.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
See, I won't talk about the back end because a lot of people are just dealing with the front end, but then you have accelerators like the NFL. See, people say we want the NFL. Well, these GMs are doing that, but you got to understand what the base plus the accelerators is going to. The base goes for this year. The accelerator goes on next year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because there's no antitrust laws here over none of this. Okay,
facts. And they know it. And they know it.
That's what's so crazy about the college football landscape here now, man. There are anything to bound this thing. So whatever guy you want to structure his contract with a school, you got the revenue sharing piece of it, and then like you say, the NIL piece of it, which are no limits on that. Okay, as far as I know, right? So he could literally make 10 million, literally.
I gotta find
this. It's legal. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
So was it Seton or another player that was okay? So they were at their school, entered the transfer portal, lined up 3 visits, and then had an official visit back to the school they were already at. I believe it was Seton. I'll have to look up the story, but there was a player. And here's the biggest kicker of it all that I think not many people are realizing. I can't verify this is true. I want to ask a transfer portal player if this is correct or not before I say for sure this is happening. I've heard these portal players, some of them are getting paid to just take the visit. Just to take the visit. I'm not saying it's a bag, but what I'm saying is I've heard the number is around 50,000. Some of them are getting just to take a visit somewhere.
Yep.
Man, it's nuts. Wow. You know what? Nothing surprises me only because it's free agency.
Yeah. Okay. And guess what? You get numbers when you come back and you get a true sense of what's going on in the market and what's fluctuating and how everything is flowing. So that way you get a true assessment. But what is happening when those players are getting stuck in there and they're not able to come back because they don't have that, they already have backfilled it. That's when it gets a little dicey because that person then was told to go there and yet you backfilled it and you no longer have that position for them.
Man, you're rolling the dice when you go in the portal. That's all I gotta say. If you're not like top 50 player, you're rolling the dice to get that bag. You may wind up playing somewhere, but you may wind up making what you were making where you left, if that, because you're losing all your leverage. How about this one, Jonathan? Iowa State, over 40 players gone. West Virginia, 46 players. Crap. Florida State, 38 players. Colorado, 37 players. Mississippi State, 34 players. Auburn, 20 players. Florida, 19 and counting. And on and on. The numbers are changing daily. Well, it's done now because it's closed, but
26, Oklahoma.
26. See what I mean?
46.
Did you say 40? Did you say 46 or 26?
26.
Oh,
26.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's still 25% of your roster.
Yeah.
With 105 scholarships, that's roughly 25% of your roster. Yeah, so this is quite the phenomenon. And it's going to be interesting that we have this for discussion. You know, after the season's over with, typically lots of time in kind of this space, when the season's over with, you know, what are you talking about, really? Okay. But now, this is going to have some carryover. And of course, you had a spring coming up, and everybody gets excited about that. But this whole portal thing. Oh, by the way, signing day is coming up here. What?
February.
A couple weeks here, right?
Yeah.
Nobody even talking about that.
Oh
and
no,
see,
I am.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's almost like it's an afterthought now, almost. You know what I mean?
It is.
Yeah.
I know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I just seen a video with the running back Fletcher took a swing at the D tackle. It looked like the D tackle, one of the D tackles from Indiana. It looked like he was like talking mess to him or whatnot. And then he took a swing at him. I was like, man, I think that's the last thing you want to do is talk to somebody who just lost the game, is talk mess to him.
Yeah.
At the end of the game when emotions are running high.
Right.
And it's just like, but.
Got something to show you here real quick, Brinsky. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
You know me. I always got something to show on the screen at least once per live stream.
I love it.
So, I love verifying what I say. I don't like just saying
no, man. I'm just talking.
Backing something up. So there it is. I would say AD Gene Smith claims recruits are asking for $5,000 to visit campuses in NIL era. So this is not something that's like just I'm throwing against the wall and it's sticking. Like this is something that's being talked about now. So this went in front of a court, right? And this was September 23rd, 2023. Look at the date on it. 2023. So by knowing that, what do you think they're asking for now?
Well, I think wasn't that part of like OVs, official visits, it's an all expenses paid, they bring your family in and, that adds dollars, man. They having to roll a red carpet out, unofficial visits, you're not getting anything. But OVs, they paying for everything.
Yep.
How many people you bringing? Where you staying? You know how you're gonna fly in, you're gonna do all that. That can
Exactly.
run up into some serious dollars right there. Okay, but what we're saying here is that this is an over.
Yeah.
This is in my pocket, not all expenses paid. No, this is what can you do for me now?
Yeah, no doubt. And
Move-
so that's why when down the road, when I do get into it and open up, there's so much more that I can share with individuals that they see. What you're seeing is a third of the iceberg, but you're not seeing what's down below, what's really going down in the trenches, and why certain decisions are made, and why, i.e., I'll go get, for example, use Oklahoma. I'll go get a D tackle out of FCS because I know I still need to backfill a couple. I got 3 more positions. I'll go get one from FCS. I'll still vet them, but I know that it'll fit within our budget.
That's right.
But see, a lot of these, a lot of the fans doesn't understand. A lot of this, though, we're very fortunate to have Nagy. Nagy has already set up a filing system to where he knew this was coming. So when he was hired, he was telling us, we got to stop thinking of it like college, and you got to start thinking of it as NFL. And you got to get, he's talking about a Rolodex of 2,500 players from all over. And a lot of them are 3 stars and below.
Yeah, and to Lynn's point earlier, he even said, he heard, I don't know if he said he heard, I don't want to quote him, misquote him, but I believe he left a comment saying he heard what I was saying. It's already happening in Alabama. Like, I don't quote me on that. I may have to go back and actually find this comment, but.
Yeah, keep that up there, Frankie.
Yeah, this is not a sustainable breast boost.
Let that sink in for a minute.
So, I mean, you already got Yellowwood on the field, right? You already have this already being incorporated. I mean, I remember throwing a fit when the logos got put on the NBA jersey. I was one of the first ones, and this didn't happen just last year. This was years ago, and I was throwing a fit. I threw a fit when I saw it. First time I actually got a chance to go watch an NFL camp, right? So, and I get it. They've had them on there for a while on their their practice jerseys, but it just doesn't feel right. Because it just feels like it's literally all about the money. NFL, I could see it because it is about the money at the end of the day, in my opinion. But in college, it just looks different, right? It just changes it's just the change.
Well, let me add this. Don't take that down because I got a question for Lynn. Please, if you don't mind, indulge me for a second. I think what happens here, John, it's always been about the money. It's just that now the players are getting the money. The rabbit got the gun.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. There you go.
My favorite saying.
No fun when the rabbit got the gun.
And that's what's so revealing now. The players got leverage, okay? And they have mobility. Before this, it was almost like, remember I told you guys I did that research years ago about escalated salaries in professional sports, okay?
Right.
And the collusion thing was going on.
Right.
This is before free agent when Kurt Flood challenged them.
I knew where you were going with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's happened. We've had a paradigm shift in college football that will never be the same. Okay, until now, some antitrust rules come into play to add some parity to it, such that now everybody is slotted in the NFL. No more Ryan Leafs of the world.
Right.
Okay, stealing money. Okay. If you're Tua Tagovailoa and you're drafted 6th overall in the first round to the Miami Dolphins, you know exactly how much money you're gonna pay. Ain't no screwing around, ain't no holdout contract negotiations, none of this stuff. Now, to Lynn's question right there, Lynn, how does that money once the logos and branding starts to happen in college football? All right. What pool does that go into? It's certainly not part of the collective, is it? I don't know. How does can you expound on that a little bit for us?
But from my understanding, the booster money goes into Yay, Alabama. The NIL.
No. I'm talking about branding, corporate logos, and
you mean corporate logos?
Oh, so corporate,
like yellow.
Once that money starts to come in, the bigger brands are going to get the bigger sponsors and the bigger deals. Okay?
That's if I might expound, that is into the revenue, TV revenue. That's part of that contract. But that's a great question.
Wait a second. Okay, so now if you're talking contract, it has to be written specifically into the language that now we're introducing a new revenue stream in that's not associated with a TV broadcast. It's going to be branding on top of your infrastructure, your brick and mortar, or whatever the case may be. That has nothing to do with TV. So I
agree. Yeah, but check the narrative on what they're putting through that, and you'll see what's really going on.
Yeah. I just love this conversation because, I don't know. To me, it's all about having.
It's cloak and dagger is what it is.
It's incredible to kind of chronicle this and watch it evolve, man. We did have a national championship game tonight.
Yeah. Yeah,
sorry.
We moved on already, man.
No, man, we talk about it all, man. All this plays into this national championship.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the bottom line is right now, if you're not managing your baseline and making sure that when it comes to because see, it's no longer two portals. So it's only one portal. So that second signing in February is going to be like your second portal. So you better address everything that you need and anything that you need to be able to pick up at that time. Because it's it.
And I'm going to do a whole series on how this all interacts, because here's the thing: we're not even digging it. I don't want to get too far into this rabbit hole.
Yeah, I
can be on here 6 more hours. We're not even talking about the fact that JUCO players get to play for 2 years, come into this with 0 years and 4 years of eligibility left. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, there is so much more to this to even be discussed. So like, I'm going to literally have to map out a series of how everything is connected and affects one another. Because at the end of the day, if you would have connected these dots and these rules have already been passed, you could have possibly had an 8-year player at this point, right? If you would have 2 years in JUCO, the 4 years, the COVID year, and a medical red shirt, right? Yeah. So you would have been sitting on an 8-year player.
Hey, look at John Latham.
Yeah.
John Latham. I mean, what you just said, John, in a nutshell, is that routinely we're going to see 24, 25-year-old players in college football. Routinely.
And I think that's where I feel like the NCAA has to draw a line in the sand, because I don't feel like that's okay if you're calling these guys student athletes. Because if they're not going to class for 2 to 3 years straight, how do you label them fairly as a student athlete when you're taking away from the damn recruit in high school that deserves a spot, that wants a scholarship, because he may be not become an NFL player, but he wants to get a degree to get a better job, to pull his family out and get an even, fair chance, just like the other guy did. But because he wants to sit on the bag a little bit longer for the 7th year, I actually have a problem with that. I know a lot of people won't voice that, but it's the way I personally feel. I feel like we all it needs to be evened out, right? There's got to be a line in the sand to some degree. You can't have 64 college football teams in a playoff, right? You can't have an 8-year guy in college if he's still going to classes and getting a degree, good on him. I won't argue it. But if the guy's sitting on his ass for 2 to 3 years, I have a problem with it, because you're taking away from some other kid getting an actual opportunity to get not just playing time, but an actual degree.
Actual degree, right?
So that's my problem.
And it's not just the major schools. We're talking Division II. Okay, we're talking FCS. Okay,
yep.
We like to talk about the Power Four, but then there's still schools all across America this will impact. So what's going to happen is it's going to come down to some kind of legislation, really. The NCAA would be a thing of the past because they have no power, no leverage to enforce any of this. Okay, on a financial level, as it relates to individual states' rights. Okay, so now something's going to happen to actually, or maybe it won't, because if there's money involved, people going to lobby to keep it as it is because the money is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's just like we go back to the revenue pot for entertainment dollars spent in the United States. We go down that road. And once we see that, I even factored in college football, but just professional sports, the big four, hockey, baseball, NBA, football, 4 to 6% of total revenue spent in the United States. So market share is unlimited almost. I think $52 billion for 2024 revenues for the NFL. That's what it be.
Yep, billion.
I haven't looked at college. So it means that there's some greedy people out there, all right? And by whatever means necessary, they're going to cut a deal to make more money.
It's all about the money.
It's all about the dollar. Yeah.
It always has been. Like you said, there's no getting around it. As much as we want to think otherwise, and this parade and this show is being put on, they want you to look this way while they're doing something the other way. It's always something.
I'm ask everybody final thoughts because I wish this was the weekend. I can be up, but I gotta go to work in the morning.
Yeah.
And listen, hats off to you doing this, man. Good thing you're in Central Time.
Yeah.
Oh man, if I was on Eastern Time, trust me, probably would have been a 30-minute show, and I ain't take no nap earlier even. Yeah, man. Just everybody get their final thoughts on this, man, because football is gonna be over for a minute, so we're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. Just my final thoughts is that the whole year, I know for both of our teams, we pound the pavement for a running game, and now we see why we were so adamant to making sure that was part of the composite of our scheme, is because when it gets to championships and natties, I have never seen a team that has gone away from the run win a natty. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's your answer why it just doesn't mean more in the SEC anymore. Because we ain't running the football.
There you go. Yeah.
Who in the SEC is running the football like those two teams we saw tonight?
Georgia was coming on strong, but not like that.
Not like that. Yeah.
Not like that.
So that'll tell you something right there. That maybe the SEC turned into the Big 12.
Missouri, maybe.
On steroids. Pass happy. Okay.
Passy.
Yes,
shout out to Coach Shawn.
You know who that is. So, any final comments? Is that what has been one heck of a season for me? I'm eternally grateful, man, to building a bond with you fellas, man. We have grown over the season, to where our conversations on air, it doesn't feel like we're on air talking to people. It just feels like we're conversating on the phone, but we're actually live talking to people. And I tell you what, we all have personal relationships and we're invested in each other. And to people that are listening, that's truly what matters. Iron truly sharpens iron. These are men of integrity, men of class, men of great character. This is so authentic that what we're talking about, it just, I'll tell you something. This is why our lives go for 2 or 3 hours, because of the organic nature of our relationships here. If y'all don't get something out of this, I think you're wasting your time. Okay. This is what it should be. That's why I'm gonna say this. The negative free zone is not a positivity trip. It's not talking about everything is, you gotta block everything out. it's an approach to the poison that you should even entertain here to keep you from performing in life. Okay, that's what energy is about. It's not some crutch. Okay, so anyway, thanks for having me, Bresky. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man. You already know.
My quick final thoughts. Congratulations, Indiana. Your fans talked that talk, and the team backed it up. So congratulations to them and Kurt Cignetti. I think they had a hell of a season. I think Miami, I'll be honest with you, I didn't see that coming at the beginning of the season. They had a hell of a season. So yeah, another good year of college football. And for me, college football is ramping up actually into overdrive. Recruiting turns into overdrive now for me. So I got a lot of work to do now all the way until February. So
Christmas is in February.
Well, yeah, you're right. So let me redo that remark. It never stops, right? I'm already making the board for the 2030 kids. So it never stops. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody, man, that came in. Appreciate the ones that gonna watch the replay like they normally do. Man, it's been an awesome year. Just college football, man. It's just gonna continue to get better. The channel's gonna keep growing. Hopefully, it's definitely gonna be a lot more content, like small videos coming out. So, man, that's the goal this year. So, just support all these brothers, man, because they do an excellent job. Even the ones that's not up here, from Coach Shawn, Ty Hayes, from Jance, Tez, Bone and them over there at Bama Online, Justin and them over at BOL, Miller Edge, so many great content creators. Nick and them at Water Cooler. So man, even though they're Auburn fans, but everybody plays a part of it. It's enough room for everybody. All the Oklahoma guys, Jay, JB, Jason. I think I said Jay. Yeah. And Coach Rick, Bishop, Piano Man. And I want to say, man, so many guys. That's what I said, man. It's been an excellent year. Can't wait to see how next year is going to be. It's going to be endless amounts of talking and going on, especially with this quarterback battle that we about to have, which is going to be endless amounts of content. And I would just say this: everybody's not an insider. Everybody's not an insider. Just want to throw that out there. I'm not an insider. Not claiming to be an insider.
Nope.
But everybody's not an insider.
Nope.
Stop listening to everybody when it comes to I'm an insider. Just want to throw a little shade at whoever wants to claim to be an insider. But
no pot for the season even in. Well,
let the brothers shout out their channels and we're gonna get up out of here.
I guess I'll start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go ahead and start. Find me on the Bama Standard Network. Find me every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Me, Coach Carl, Dan James, and obviously we'll be bringing up you guys to talk recruiting. That's going to be our main thing over there. So, and look, we got some big things planned up. I'll be hosting one every Tuesday night at 5 with Marvin called Constant Chaos, where you can call in and talk to Marvin and ask him questions. So that's going to be a very interesting show to be putting on, and we'll be doing a call-in show on Sunday night as well. But yeah, the Bama Standard, appreciate everybody. Agent, Gil, Moonrocka, Lynn, obviously. I mean, everybody that got on here, everybody in that comment section, Keith, saw your name pop in. I don't know if Anitra got on here, and Lisa, everybody else. But y'all already know. Appreciate it. Obviously, appreciate the invite. Brinsky, Coach Al, with all the knowledge. Bishop, same thing, obviously. Always a good time getting on here and just talking football and having a good time, plain and simple, having fun. That's all this is. But I appreciate it, fellas. And it's been a damn good ride this year in college football.
Yeah.
Hell of a ride.
Well, I just I'm so thankful to Brinsky, Jason Watkins, Coach Hayes, Rawhide, Real Flop, Amazing Blue. There's been a conglomerate that has allowed me to enter into spaces and allow me to share what I have. And I'm just so humbly thankful. And this year has taught us to start to stretch and start realizing there's more to this game that can be learned and how we can be implemented. So never, ever stop learning.
Coach Al.
He's
Yep.
on mute.
We hear you loud and clear.
I was trying to be considerate, okay? All right. I was trying to be considerate. Okay. All right. So, always acknowledging greatness because that transcends our physical boundaries of life. I will read a quote. Rarely do we find men who willingly engage in hard, solid thinking. There is an almost universal quest for easy answers and half-baked solutions. Nothing pains some people more than having to think.
Ooh.
One Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, I'll leave it with that. Come and check in and tap in with me over at the Negative Free Zone with Coach Al. It's been a pleasure riding along with you guys this year, talking football, talking life, and just just being, allowing me to have respecting my free will to be. Okay, and that's pretty deep. If you understand where I'm coming from. But I appreciate you, Bresky, for having me. Appreciate you, John. Appreciate you, Bishop, and everybody else in the chat. Appreciate y'all.
Oh yeah, man. Now I said, man, appreciate the most important people, the guys that come over here and the gals that come over here and support this channel and support all our channels. Of course, Moonrocker, that's big thing. Definitely happy birthday to the late great Dr. Martin Luther King. I forgot to say that, man. So definitely, I'm glad you put that out there. Everybody that support our channels and everything, especially you have those type of heroes like him and Malcolm X and all those guys that give us the opportunity to do what we do. So thank you to all them. And like I said, man, make sure you guys just Keith said today is my birthday. Is it really, Keith? Is it really? I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but you know what? I'm gonna say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Is it East Coast or Central
happy
Coast
birthday.
time?
Yeah, look at that. Look at this. Here they go. Everybody birthday now. Adrian, you've been in here all this time now. Everybody is it's your birthday now. Everybody got a birthday. Well, hell damn it, it's my birthday, even though it's in July.
Hey, John. Hey, John. John. Booyah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Your boy.
Yeah,
Stuart. 55. Man, that ain't bad, man.
Booyah. Yeah.
And he said, noted Morehouse graduate. Man, nobody don't care about no Morehouse. It's all about skiing.
He said that today is his birthday, 55.
And he said 55, man. If it's your birthday, man, congratulations, man, on the 55, man. Yeah, but yeah, man. Like I said, man, thank you to everybody that supports this show, especially, man, when you hear compliments from people you don't even know, but you know them. From like big time athletes that say, hey man, I love what you're doing from afar. And I was like, wow, man, you watched the show? And just having those guys up here, like I said, Coach Al, Jonathan, Tez, Ty, Jance, Piano Man. Hopefully I ain't forget nobody. Coach Carl, everybody plays a part. I just try to be a great host, give my 2 cents in, learn. And we're just gonna continue to grow, man. It's just gonna keep growing. Hopefully, before the end of this month, we'll hit 2,000 subs. That's one of the goals. But we'll catch everybody next season too. So with this, the live streams are not stopping, by the way. Everybody, I don't know why I just said. I'm just talking about next season with these type of post game shows for games. So. Definitely catch us on the next one. And can't leave off without letting these guys know. F them. F them. F them. I mean everything. F them. I can't even say F them enough. With they trash basketball team, with they trash football team,
Track.
with that Russian eagle over there.
Soccer team sucks. Golf team sucks.
Yeah, I will always disrespect those guys with all disrespect. Not the players.
Full disrespect.
But it's all with all disrespect to Auburn.
100%.
And Lynn said, support you, fellowship of Christian athletes across the state of Alabama. Damn right, man. Damn right.
Yep.
Oh man, but yeah, man, we're gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. I don't know when we're gonna go live again, but I know Piano Man probably gonna go live in the morning, so y'all catch him at 8 o'clock in the morning. But I will be listening. I'm not talking. I'm tired. Catch y'all on the next one. Roll damn Tide. Roll damn.